Welcome back. And next we have George Gintilas, somatic psychotherapist, and he's back with this week to talk about shifting out of depression. Welcome back, George, again.
Thanks for having me again. Yeah, it's good to be back. Yeah. So this week we're going to be talking about depression, which is the opposite of anxiety. So last week I talked about the hyper state, the hyper arousal, and this week is the hypo arousal. It's when you lock yourself right down. There's no energy, you feel trapped, and then people feel like, oh, I'm depressed, and you just disappear into your body. So it's the opposite of being out there, out of your body, anxious, and can't calm down. With depression, it's total opposite. If you're feeling depressed and down, it means there's not enough movement. You've got to get more movement, you've got to get more active, and you've got to get that fight response out. So you need dumbbells are good. Going to the gym is the bench press is great. To just really push out all the suppression that somehow you've created in your life. Some event, something has happened in your life, or a combination of events that have just closed you in, and you see no way out, and you're just locked in. And so people, that's the word depression, where things are depressed and really caved in. Of course, there's always a way out, you just haven't found it. So how do you do it? Get out there, fight more. Boxing's good at the gym. Connect with people is important because they'll break you out of it as well. Connection's huge with depression because normally you feel alone and like there's no one to talk to, you don't feel like you can go anywhere. TV's not going to help much, well it's helping now I guess watching this, but normally your TV is not a two-way thing, so you really want connection with people. You find people you can connect with, get out, socialise, move, and know that there is a light at the end of the tunnel is what most depressed people will say. I can't see the light at the end of the tunnel. They're locked in because the fight response, they just haven't been able to push out all this stuff that's come at you. And again, triggers from the environment that bring up childhood experiences, bring up a trauma, and then you feel trapped and you can't break out. Something happened, we don't have to know what. If it's really bad, it can be a suppression of a lot of pain and grief. If you don't release, especially for men, if we don't cry, the depression builds and builds and builds to the point where it feels like, oh, this is the pain is so great of that grief and that sadness and the hurt that I'd rather kill myself rather than feel it. So just know it's all it is. It's just pain you can't express. Find someone you can ring and talk who will listen to it, or find a therapist, or get it out in the gym.
You mentioned the gym a couple of times, and does resistance training work as well as that, or something like bashing a pillow, or hear people
that's great
talking
too.
about? Is that sort of
bashing a pillow is
way?
great. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, it reminded me. That's very good. Yeah, you can do that. Yeah, you don't have to go to the gym. You can just go to the bedroom, stack up some pillows, and just hit and put sound to it. Really, when you know no one around is going to hear it, really put some sound to that hurt that's there. And as that hurt comes out, and you let yourself cry, if there's the need to cry, that will relieve it. And then normally what will be under that is anger. Anger for the person or the thing that created that suppression and just boxed you in to the point where you just had no option. The other one it's important to do is to breathe in your chest. I talked about last time about breathing in your belly for anxiety because it's too much chest breathing. And depression's the opposite. It's too much belly breathing. You're too in your belly and there's nothing in the chest. It's literally the chest. When I'm looking at people who are depressed, you'll see it. You'll have the shoulders hunched over, the concave chest, and people aren't even breathing in their chest. So just breathing in your chest more makes a big difference. Deep chest, forget your belly. If you're depressed, breathe deeply in your chest and put sound to it, and sure enough, it'll be some pain, and then anger underneath that. And as you express that emotion, the energy flows again, you come alive again. It won't hurt as much, so the suicidal tendencies drop off, and then there's more light at the end of the tunnel again. Very powerful. Another good one to use more of your chest is to sing. Sing in the car, out loud. I'll do it often if I'm feeling a bit flat in my chest. Take some breaths, get in the car, put on music loud, and just sing to your favourite music. And very healing, and just belt it out, because that'll release anger as well. Because when you're angry, you're normally loud, the voice is loud. People who are depressed are normally very softly spoken. Yeah, things are fine today. All is good. It's very softly spoken. you've got to get that voice up. And to do that, breathe in your chest, sing in the car, go into the bush or whatever and yell and scream if you have to. Very healthy. And sure, there'll be tears maybe with that, maybe pain or grief. But they both need to be released, and very important. You can't, and you won't, and naturally, if people say just cheer up, that's not going to help. That doesn't help. Doesn't help a depressed person to tell them to cheer up. That's the worst thing you can say. There's so much pain there, so much grief. You want to be able to express that first, and someone needs to be there with you to let you express it, and someone will be neutral. And if it's too deep, that's when you go see a therapist, because your friends can't handle the depth of it, because it's going to trigger them, and then they feel the weight of their stuff coming up. So it's best to see a therapist then if it's really strong, or if it's suicidal, or just deep grief where there's so much pain, and it turns into fibromyalgia, comes from that. A lot of autoimmune systems, a lot of pain in the body, muscular pain. It turns into disease if you don't deal with it. So. And cancer. Cancer's a big one. That we're linking that to people being too nice. If you look at the characteristic of someone who gets cancer, too nice. You've got to get angry, you've got to fight and get out there and just face on whatever that thing was that depressed you, even if you don't know what it is. Something's there, again, mostly from childhood probably. You've got to hit it, fight it, get sound out, swear if you have to, if there's no one around. And then the energy flows again, and you're breathing back in your chest. Shoulders can then drop again, chest can come out again, and then your posture will improve, and away you go. So very important. Singing is just brilliant. I take singing lessons frequently, and it's a great personal growth thing to do, just to get that voice out. So if you want joy, if you want to cheer up, you actually have to feel your pain. And if we look at the emotional states, the duality of emotions, there's three basic emotions. The way I've been trained over the years is the ones that we block is fear, anger, and pain. So if you want to feel joy, you have to feel your pain. They're the opposite side of the same coin. Unless you feel your sadness and your pain, you're not going to feel happy. So just know that. If you want peace in your head, peace of mind, to feel safe in the world, you have to express the fear. You can't go around trying to make yourself feel safe when all this fear's there. You have to accept it, and we talked about that at length last time. So
fantastic. Yeah. Thank you, George. Yeah. Thank you. And George will be back with us again, and next time he's talking about spirituality and being present. And for more on George and shifting out of depression, then please go to our website, healthwellbeingandlifestyle.com.au.